me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine.
This episode of Greenlight Maine is being brought to you by SCORE Portland. Build your business. SCORE can help.
Good morning. Welcome to Greenlight Maine. I'm your host, Julene Gervais. This began as a small competition to help expose, promote, and expand small business in Maine. Now, 5 years later, it's grown and about to tip the scale and award more than $500,000 into growing Maine's economy. Today, we have a great matchup. ITEL Alert and upBed are vying for their opportunity to win $100,000 cash prize. Also coming up, a conversation with SCORE and how important the organization is to the entire business community. But first, let's meet today's panel of judge mentors. Welcome back, Nancy Strojny from SCORE. So good to see you.
Thank you, Julene. I'm excited to be here. I'm the chapter chair of SCORE, and as you know, SCORE helps people who are growing or starting a business all over the state of Maine.
You guys do an awesome job.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Andrey Antov from Jackson Laboratories. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Andrey Antov, and I run the Maine Cancer Genomics Initiative, part of the Jackson Laboratory, with the generous support from the Haldor Foundation at Maine. The purpose of the initiative is to help Maine cancer patients access the complex targeted therapies with free genomic testing in the state of Maine.
Wow, you guys do a lot. And finally, we have Julia Munsey from Munsey.
Thank you so much for having me. Julia Munsey, Director of Membership and Corporate Development for the Maine International Trade Center. We help Maine businesses enter and expand in the international marketplace.
Great panel today. We're going to talk to you in just a couple minutes, but first it's time to introduce our first startup, which is Heather DesJardins from ITEL Alert. And you are a county girl. We love to have people on from the county.
Thank you. I am originally from the county, from Presque Isle. I'm so happy to be here. I'm still in the state, just a little further south.
Nice. And congratulations, you were recently a Top Gun finalist.
I was. I went through and graduated from that program and was honored to be part of the finalist ceremony, yes.
We're happy to have you on Greenlight Maine. So
Thanks.
whenever you're ready, look right at the judges and just have fun.
Thank you, Janine.
All right, take it away.
Good morning. I'm so honored to be here. So, every year in the U.S., 2.8 million elderly people are injured from falls. By 2030, Medicare and Medicaid will be spending more than $100 billion a year treating these injuries. And many falls could be avoided if people remember to use their walkers consistently. So I'm Heather DesJardins, creator of ITEL Alert. As an occupational therapist, I've spent the last 12 years teaching seniors ways to stay safe and independent, because really their quality of life depends on that. After years of problem solving with their caregivers and joking with them that I was going to find a way to tether their walkers to them, I finally came up with the idea for ITEL Alert. Because as common a problem as it is for seniors to forget to use their walkers, there's nothing on the market that helps them remember. Signs are not effective, and caregivers can't always be there to remind them. So ITEL Alert is technology, and it comes in two parts. One part attaches to the walker, and the other is worn by the walker user. If they step too far away from their walker, the walker device sends a signal to their ITEL wristband, causing lights, vibrations, and sounds if desired, reminding them to get their walker. Once they're back in range, the reminders stop automatically. There are roughly 2 million walker users in the US, and this is growing at a rate of 5.2% a year, which tells us healthcare is on the right track by prescribing walkers to people with poor balance. But walkers only help when people remember to use them. ITEL Alert effectively reminds people to use their walkers consistently. In a survey of over 50 geriatric care professionals in Maine, 100% stated they felt a device like ITEL would benefit seniors, their caregivers, and the healthcare industry. In fact, CEOs, administrators, and directors of large geriatric care companies have reached out to me and offered to help get ITEL to market as soon as possible. Using only MTI grants and personal funds, ITEL now has a patent and proof of concept devices like these. I get business development support from 2 very accomplished SCORE mentors, and we're working with engineering experts, as well as a local manufacturer right in Winthrop, Maine. I do plan to hire at least 5 new full-time positions as the business demands and cash flow permits. The final devices are in development now and on track to enter the market by December of 2019. The funds from Greenlight Maine would enable me to hire staff, to expand our marketing efforts, and to build our inventory as we prepare to launch. It's the right time for ITEL Alert to empower our seniors so they can stay safe and independent for as long as possible. Thank you.
Great job. And a awesome replacement for Nana Use Your Walker.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's start the questions with Nancy.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your proposed launch plan. Are you going to go into nursing homes? Tell me about it.
There are 940 long-term care facilities just in New England. Our goal is to educate and expose them to this idea. The response that I've had from mostly those caregivers in those facilities has been overwhelming. So I do think they are going to be my early adopters.
Great problem that you're addressing with this device, and thank you for doing that important work. I was wondering if there are any others on the market currently that offer similar solutions, and what's the adoption of their solutions?
Sure, that's actually a great question. In fact, there is nothing that works in such a way that ITEL does. We currently have devices that are reactive after a fall. But we're looking to be proactive and do our best to prevent the falls from happening.
Julia.
So,
What is your growth plan beyond the first year focusing on New England?
so we're hoping to expand beyond the facilities to direct to consumer using our online avenues to sell directly.
Yeah, I'm really excited. How many of the devices do you have in test today?
Well, we had 2 that we've tested, and now the final devices are in development based on the feedback that we received from those.
Tell us a quick story about one of those users of the device that you have had.
So a gentleman who was known for frequent falls got up one day, was excited to go to his granddaughter's graduation, got out of bed and went to get his coffee, forgot his walker, fell, broke his hip. So the idea was if he had had one of these when he got out of bed and had remembered, he would have made it to his granddaughter's graduation, he would have been able to enjoy his family gathering, and instead he spent his time in the hospital. So our idea again is to prevent things like that from happening.
Nice job. You're going to help so many people with this.
Very excited.
So good for you.
Thanks.
Okay, we need to take a quick break, but when we come back, Nancy and I are going to have a little morning coffee chat, and she's got a lot to talk about, so don't go away.
I truly believe that if you're going to do something better, you got to start by innovating. Think about how to solve for a customer problem in a way that's quicker, different, and more customer-centric. The bank's promise has been fundamentally the same from the beginning till now, and that's ensuring that all that we do is making the lives of our employees, our customers, and the communities better. And it's their better, not what's defined as our better.
At Sutherland Weston, it's not just about being persuasive, it's about being prepared. Too many agencies get excited about how to gain attention, but not what happens next. We know what happens next is really the important part. That's why we've had 15 years of continuous growth. As a responsive, problem-solving, creative partner, one who's not afraid of accountability, responsibility, or what happens next. Looking for a creative strategic partner? Let's talk.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. Our Sunday morning conversation is with our partner SCORE and Nancy Strojny. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. And congratulations. Recently, SCORE was named the Chapter of the Year by the SBA, which for our viewers at home is a huge deal because there's what, like 300 of them nationwide?
Right. It was quite an honor for Portland to be selected. We have a great group of folks.
Oh, that's huge. So just for our viewers at home, can you just tell them what SCORE does?
Sure, sure. SCORE is a nonprofit nationwide organization that is in place to help people who are either starting or growing a business. So the way it works is we meet with you face-to-face or virtually, depending on your location in Maine or anywhere, and we meet with you and listen to your idea and help you through the challenges of starting up your business. And we do this free and confidential, 52 weeks a year.
It doesn't get better than that.
No.
It's free. It's business counseling. So essentially, you're looking to help them expand and promote their business.
Exactly. We're the largest mentoring organization in Maine. There's over 130 of us in the state, and we are statewide, and we're here to help. So you just either come to our website or give us a call, and we will be happy to meet with you.
Great. You folks have been so great working with the contestants that come on the show. I know there's a lot of overlap, so there's a lot of working together. And now hopefully I'm going to make you blush, because congratulations again. You were just written up in Maine Magazine as one of the most 50 influential people in Maine. Tell us about that.
Well, that was quite an honor. That was quite an honor.
And well deserved.
Yeah, I was very humbled to receive that. And I've worked very hard with SCORE for the 10 years that I've been in Maine, and it's just been a dream. It's been a dream to be able to give back, to serve the mission, and create impact in the state of Maine.
Nice.
So
Well,
it's, thank you very much.
well deserved.
Thank you.
So any advice for our startups?
Yeah. When it's time to think about whether your product or your service has legs, or has reason to think that somebody will pay you money, you need to go beyond your circle of family and friends to do something called customer discovery. To make sure before you spend your money that there are people willing to buy or invest in your product or your service.
Great advice. And people can find you. Your website is?
SCORE Portland, Maine, or score.org is another way to find us. Because we're a national organization, you can find us anyway. Yeah,
Great.
You'll find us.
Well, thank you so much.
Well,
Great to see you.
thank you, Julene.
Okay, we need to take a quick break, but coming up next, you're going to hear from upBed, so don't go away. Thank you, Nancy.
Furniture for Greenlight, Maine is provided by Thomas Mosier Furniture, handmade American furniture since 1972.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results.
At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
We're very proud of the product we make and the way that we make it. The most important features of our original dog vest are in its design. Traditional lenders, they steer away from unproven track records.
In you come. Hold up.
CEI gave us the opportunity to build a track record, show that our future path will be more solid than our past.
Welcome back to Greenlight, Maine. Our second pitch is from upBed, and welcome, Aron.
Thank you.
So tell us, this all started with 3 electrical engineers from the University of Maine.
Yes, born and raised in Maine. We all graduated slightly different years, but worked together a little bit after, and then came together for this project. Yep.
Nice. Well, we can't wait to hear about it. So whenever you're ready, look right at the judges. They want to give you money, so just have fun.
All right. So it's 2 a.m. and you get a phone call. Or your loved one who lives in a nursing home got up in the middle of the night unassisted and they fell. They're on their way to the emergency room. Right? This is all too often a phone call. So 75% of a nursing home population will fall in a calendar year. And if you're one of the unlucky ones to fracture a hip, there's a 70% chance that you will die within that year. Right? This has a huge emotional toll on the families that receive that phone call. It has a huge financial toll on the healthcare system as a whole. We estimate that falls in nursing homes is a $10 billion a year problem to Medicare and Medicaid alone. And nursing homes just don't have great tools to help solve this problem. Their best practice today is to check on the resident every hour, which turns into more search and rescue than fall prevention. Or they use pressure-sensitive bed pads, which only alert when the resident's fully off the bed, which is oftentimes too late. They've already fallen. So our solution is upBed. upBed's a wearable anklet worn by the resident while they sleep, right? It measures angle and motion to predict when the resident's going to get out of bed, and then notify staff to their pagers so they can come and assist that resident before they fall, right? We started our first customer a little over a year ago with upBed, and we've been innovating ever since to this current design. And we now have 50 paying customers across Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. Now, the key is inside that customer base, we've reduced falls by 90%. And the key to upBed is it's a smart connected product. So we gather data on the movement of the resident, as well as nurse feedback to improve their algorithm over time and make it more accurate and predictive, which is key to our IP. Now, my name's Aron Semle. I'm the CEO and co-founder of upBite. We have two other co-founders from the University of Maine, Orono, electrical computer engineers. We've recruited a team of healthcare advisors in the state as directors of nursing, administrators, and sales into nursing homes with over 60 years experience to help guide our go-to-market and product strategy. So currently, our target market for upBed is assisted living communities with memory care and private pay. We estimate that that market alone is a $150 million opportunity for upBed. It's about 5,000 communities, it's about 250,000 residents. But it's just a segment of the larger market, which includes hospitals, hospice care, skilled nursing, which is a $3.1 billion a year opportunity. So today we've been selling direct and we've been going through referrals. We've never lost a customer. Our customers love the product. But the next stage of the business is to sell upBed through distribution, the existing sales channels that are there, as well as partner with insurance companies to mandate the use of upBed for high fall risk residents, right? Our ultimate goal is to create a technology company here in Portland, Maine, focused on the needs of the elder space, the older generation. Now, if you've been paying attention to the news, the population 65 and older just exceeded the population 5 and under for the first time in all of known human history, right? Maine, with the highest median age in the country, is the place to start this business. upBed's the start, but we want to create a technology company that not only cares for the most frail part of the population, but inspires and empowers older adults to live fulfilling lives using technology.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great pitch. And another useful medical device.
Thanks.
Okay, Nancy, you ready?
Yeah, so interesting, very interesting. So you have 50 paying customers right now.
Yep.
And so you're still in beta, and what's your next plan to
Yes,
commercialize?
it's like a paid beta. So now we've got a few features we need to add, but we're really starting to build those distribution channels with partners, and then looking at the pipeline to be able to build it here in Maine, manufacture it in Maine at scale, so we can sell through those distribution channels.
Who are your partners? Or one or two of your partners?
Yeah, like R-Care out of New York. So these are like nurse call companies.
Okay,
Where
thank
upBed
you.
is a natural extension of their product. They can sell it as an add-on.
Andrey.
It's an interesting device, an algorithm that you guys have developed behind it. It's a wearable on the ankle, and I can see opportunities in other areas. Have you thought of any other market opportunities beyond that, even sports, etc.?
Yeah, we're mostly our full steam on healthcare right now, but we have been approached with other opportunities in other segments using the same technology. But we're as a bootstrap startup, we're laser focused on this first application.
It's important to start focused and then move to other areas.
Julia.
Where are you manufacturing this device now?
In our office. So we buy all the parts and put it together, and we're starting to work. There's some electronics manufacturers around the Portland area that we're starting to talk with about, okay, if we need to make 100 of these, how do we do that?
Your office is in Portland.
Yes. Yep.
Huh. So what's your plan to scale?
Through distribution. So like the $100,000 would allow us to do that faster. Okay. We have revenue today to start to support that, but when you talk to a distributor, their first thing is, what's your volume and can you supply it? So we need to make sure we're ready for that, so we can take an order of 250 or 500 units and turn it around fast.
Andrey.
Do you think you could have a big pre-ordered number even before you start, like based on your relationships you have built in the community?
Yes, that's the goal. And ultimately, 100,000 would be great. The other way to do it is to try to get them to finance it up front. So that's the alternative, yeah.
Thank you.
Julia.
What do you feel is your biggest challenge to growth?
It's finding those distribution channels. I think it's taken us a little bit of time to do that, but I think we're laser focused now on competing with the legacy bed pads. So we're going after those distributors because we think we have a leg up. Given the data we have and we've collected, we think we're better than those. and the industry is kind of looking for an alternative.
Are your 50 paying customers all from Maine, or are they scattered?
Maine, New Hampshire, and Mass.
Nice. Well, great job. Useful. I know you're going to do really well. So good luck to you. Okay, we need to take a quick break, but when we come back, our judges are going to get down to it and talk this out, so don't go away.
Broadcast facilities are provided by Husson University's NESCOM, the New England School of Communications.
You know, I believe in business today there are too many experts and not enough expertise. I think there are too many promises and not enough follow-through. Those things used to be the norm, but now they're the exception. At Sutherland Weston, we work hard every day to be that exception. We've had 15 years of continuous growth, and I'm proud of that. I think if your business is looking for a creative, responsive, problem-solving partner, if you're looking for the exception, I think we should talk.
We're honored to be Greenlight Maine's CPA firm sponsor. Maine is home to a range of businesses, from startups that you might see on this program to closely held businesses and organizations that operate internationally. ARB's advisors are providing savvy solutions to complex issues for sophisticated and growing businesses of any size across Maine and throughout New England. And we're doing it the way you want Mainers to, guided by our local, sensible values.
Albin, Randall, and Bennett is a proud sponsor of Greenlight Maine.
A brand is not a logo or a tagline. A brand is the feeling that a customer gets when they think of a company. Whichever brand is your favorite, the feeling you have in your heart and the thoughts you have in your mind about that company are what defines a brand. Think about how people in Maine who love Sugarloaf call themselves Sugarloafers. When people are willing to define who they are by your brand, they are your brand ambassadors.
Thanks, Nancy. Great advice. Now, the moment we've been waiting for, our judges are going to talk this out. So let's start with Heather from iTell Alert, only because she pitched first. Very unique. Nana's not going to follow with that device.
I agree. What I liked about iTell Alert, I thought she had a really clear proof of concept. And I think that's important because sometimes that isn't always so clear out of the gate. I like her addressable market. It's large, and she can grow. And I like that she has a specific launch plan. So I think she's very clear on the next steps to take her where she's going.
Yeah, and she's an occupational therapist. Yeah. She's got a lot of experience in the healthcare industry, which is great. And she's working with some engineers.
And she has a patent, and she's manufacturing here in Maine. That's her plan. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Andrey.
And she has done proof of concept at a few facilities, which has been positive, which is a good sign for the next steps.
Okay. How about upBed?
What
He's
I like,
got 50 customers.
He's
already.
got 50 customers. There's a clear need for a product like upBed. I believe that data wearables is the future. My concern is, I think it's tough to scale based on he's got to customize it for each person.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be a longer road to move forward than he may be thinking about right now.
Yeah.
He is their one full-time employee out of the 3 partners, which is great. Yeah. So he is a little further along than Heather.
Right.
Yep. And I liked how he said $80,000 is the cost of a hospital stay after a fall. That's huge. It's a huge savings to healthcare and companies as well.
Yeah, I think there's proof. There's already, a product that's helping this. This is an improvement on that product, which I think is fabulous. But the question is that something that people are going to adopt and really want to see?
Then to have a slightly different opinion about this product, I think it might be actually easier to implement due to the simplicity compared to the first product.
And easier, okay.
In a sense that you're competing with those big hospital and assisted living facilities beds that actually you bring something wearable and easy to implement. And maybe you have a very valid point, Heather, that it might be difficult to scale, but if they probably focus on the customer service and they beef up that infrastructure, they might actually develop relationships with the facilities and the families that might benefit. And maybe it won't grow as a big company, but initially it would be one that would have a good penetration in the market, at least in some areas.
Could be. Yeah.
They're both great products, and they're much needed. The statistics that both of them gave about the aging population and the need for safety and for, long-term health was really very impactful. And so I think they're both great products.
Yeah, that's a great point. We learn so much from them off camera. You get to spend some time with them learning about all their stats. And they were talking about the population of Mainers and how it's a lot bigger than the age that's under 5, which is really interesting. So this is something that's going to do well, not just in Maine, but across the country, globally.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the money. Did they address the money? And let's just did you feel like they addressed what they would do with the $100,000? And just real quick, and we'll wrap it up.
I feel Heather did. She's going into commercialization, and she's got to produce 100 units, so she was very clear about the money.
Okay, good. Andrey?
I agree with Heather.
Yeah, I would agree as well.
So Heather addressed the money factor over Aron. Okay. All right, I know you guys got more to talk about, and we're going to give you a break. So we're going to take a short commercial break, but we'll be right back to find out who today's winner is. So we'll be right back.
In 1972, Tom Moser committed his life's work to craft, and 4 decades later employs 70 fine craftsmen and women in our shop in Auburn, Maine. With showrooms and customers from coast to coast and numerous awards and accolades, Tom has firmly established himself as an entrepreneurial tour de force and has proven that a life doing what you love is indeed possible.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results.
At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
Whether you're a small business or a big business, whether you're cutting edge or looking at a traditional industry in a whole new way, whether you're on the coast, in the city, a small town, wherever. If you're an organization here in Maine, if you want to innovate, and if you want to grow, we want to support you. We're the Maine Technology Institute.
MTI is a proud sponsor of Greenlight, Maine.
Welcome back to Greenlight, Maine. Clearly, we had 2 winners here today that are going to do great things in the healthcare industry, but only one can move on and vie for the $100,000 prize. Judges, who's it going to be? Congratulations to Heather from iTel Alert. She is advancing in the competition and will compete for the $100,000 prize. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and please check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can see all of our episodes online at greenlightmaine.com. We will see you right back here next week after Meet the Press on New Center Maine. Have a fantastic Sunday. Congratulations.
Greenlight Maine has been brought to you by SCORE Portland. Build your business. SCORE can help. Greenlight Maine would not be possible without the support of all of our corporate sponsors. Thank you.
Greenlight Maine has been a paid-for presentation by the Portland Media Group.